Guys, it's Sarah, and today is BookList Thursday. This is a video series that I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about for the week. And this week we are doing our 5-star prediction follow-up. So every 2 months we pick a theme, we work with another booktuber, and we pick 3 books that will fit that theme that we think are going to be 5-star reads for us. And so for this round, we worked with Amber from Books and Beaches. Please go check her out. I have her link down below, and she is fantastic and super sweet. I've met her in person and I love her. So make sure you go give her some love. So the theme for this round was 'Tis the Season, because we were doing this over the months of November, December. So all the holiday vibes, right? And so we thought it would be fun just to do something like that. Now, we left this very open to interpretation as well. So we could do a book that was gifted to you, even if it's not like a Christmassy feeling book or anything like that. If it was gifted to you, because gift giving is big right now, we could do something that is set over a holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be any holiday. And we could do like something that involves a family reunion. We left it very much into interpretation. Or you could pick like an actual Christmassy, snowy holiday book as well. So we were just giving ourselves that freedom to pick up whatever we wanted. So the first one that I picked up and finished was The Gown by Jennifer Robson. Now, this one was gifted to me from Lindsay for one of our Christmas book exchanges. So that's how it fits into the 'Tis the Season. It also is a little bit seasonal as far as the Queen recently passing. So it kind of like was a really great time to pick this up, because this does revolve around the making of her wedding dress. So it is based on, that actual event in history with her wedding. And it follows the seamstresses who made the royal wedding dress for her. And she actually makes appearances in the book as well. It's not about her, it's about the seamstresses, but she does show up in the book. So it kind of fit pretty well, I think. Okay, what were my thoughts? Because I've talked about this book before, but I wasn't able to tell you exactly what I thought about it because of, waiting for this actual video. I gave this 5 stars. I loved it. I did listen to this book on audio, and it was narrated by Marissa Kalin, and she did a great job. I really enjoyed the audiobook of this one. And it follows 2 of these seamstresses working on her gown, like I said, and they come from very different places. One is British, and she is working to make her way because her roommate has just moved out of their living quarters, and she needs someone else to occupy that space because she can't afford it by herself. There's also this big stigma around women living by themselves without a husband. So she is trying to get that slot filled so she doesn't lose her apartment, basically, is what's happening. Enter a new woman who is French, and she is hired on as another seamstress. And so she needs a place to live, and they work out this agreement that they are going to live together in this apartment. And so you follow both of them in different areas of their lives. And especially with the French woman, we are going back in some memories of her because she has dealt with some situations of World War II with concentration camps and stuff. So there are some scenes in here that are like memories of concentration camps. So that's a big thing as well. And then with the British woman, you're getting her with a relationship that she's currently in. And you're also getting some future family connections as well. And there's a little bit of like trying to tie some pieces together from the past. So you're definitely in 2 different timelines. It goes back and forth, but then you're in both these women's lives in different ways. So it was really interesting. It makes sense, I promise. I feel like I'm not explaining that very well, but it does when you're reading it. It makes perfect sense. And I really just loved it. I was reading along and thinking it was maybe going to be like a 4-star, but then something happens towards the end that really kind of cranked it up for me. I was like, I was not expecting it to take a direction that it did. And yeah, I thought it was great. So I did, like I said, I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely pick up another book by this author. I think she has another one coming out next year, I believe. So I may keep my eye out for that one and see what that one's all about. I don't fully remember all the details of it, but I did see her name pop up as having a book coming out next year, so I may see what's going on with that. But 5 stars. I did really like it. There is going to be a content warning in here. Like I said, there is some Holocaust memory things. There is also one rape scene in here. So just if that's something that you can't read about at all, that is something that happens and it is detailed. So just fair warning on that. The next one that I picked up is The Chestnut Man. This is by Soren Sveistrup, and this is a book that is translated from, I believe, Swedish, and it was narrated by Peter Noble, and I did listen to this on audiobook, and I think the narration was fine. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was fine. Okay, so this is a very, very, very dark and gritty murdery book. Now, we are following a disappearance of a young girl, and that had happened in the past, but it's being brought up again because there is a new murder that has happened, and one of the clues that was left behind was this little doll made out of chestnuts. And that's something that's pretty commonly happening in this area. This is set in Copenhagen, but there are chestnut trees like all over the place. So kids will, like, it's kind of a thing that they do. Like, they make little chestnut men is what they call them. But one of these chestnut men is found at a crime scene, and when it's dusted for fingerprints, there are fingerprints present of this little girl who disappeared a while ago and is presumed dead. So now it's coming into question, is she actually dead, or is she somehow connected to this, or what's going on? So we follow 2 investigators who are teaming up to try to track this stuff down and figure it all out. And of course, you know, our 2 investigators have different lifestyles, and you're getting a little bit into them, and there's a little bit of mess happening on either side of that. And all the while, they're trying to track down this killer who is killing people and leaving chestnut men lying around. And that's their clue. So, okay, I really enjoyed this one. However, I felt like it was too long. This is over 500 pages. So I struggled with it a little bit in the fact that while I felt like it was too long, it also made sense because when you read this, it feels like I watched an entire season of a television show, which makes sense because Soren Sveistrup is a screenwriter. Like, he has written TV shows. He wrote The Killing, which was a fantastic show. If you have not watched The Killing, please go watch it if you can get your hands on it. It is so good. So it makes sense that reading this kind of reads that way. So I was definitely that's how it was going in my head, was like it was a TV show, and every time I picked it up, it was like a new episode type thing, but it was following just one storyline versus, you know, like a Criminal Minds thing where it's like a different storyline each time. But so in that it made sense, but I felt like a lot of the details could have been left out and it wouldn't have affected the story in any way, shape, or form. So there is that. It definitely has that really kind of cold fear in it where things feel hopeless at times, for sure, and things feel frustrating. And, you know, you're set in Copenhagen and it's cold and, you know, there's snow and it's all that kind of stuff. And then, but you also have like the grittiness of just these really violent, messed up crimes that are happening. So that's definitely in here. There's definitely violence. There's definitely like you're in the head of some really deranged people at some points. So I struggled I feel like it's too long. I really do. I feel like this could have been cut down and it would have just been completely fine. And it still would have felt like watching a season of the show. But I do like that it was written like that's how it played out in my head. It was entertaining for sure. This has actually a TV show adaptation, and I do plan to watch it as well. So I think that'll be interesting to kind of compare those. But I did really like it. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. It wasn't 5. It didn't completely blow my mind. And again, I felt like it was too long, but I still really enjoyed it. The story's definitely messed up, and some really crazy things were happening. And this fits this season-a-thon as number one, it has a red cover. So that was a big thing. And it's set in a very cold environment in Copenhagen. Like it's in the middle of winter. It's really cold. And like there's snow and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so 4 stars, not quite 5, but I still really enjoyed it and I would definitely recommend it. And I'm probably going to hang on to this one. Okay. Let's talk about the winter people. What's this? What's this, Sarah? What's this, Sarah? This is a bookmark because I'm still currently reading it. Okay, here's what had happened. What had happened was I started this book and did not give myself enough time to read it before I had to film this video. And that's because we are traveling. We are going home to Florida to visit my family for Christmas. So I have a cutoff time for when I can film videos based on our schedule and what we have to do. And I'm working up until the day we leave. So today's the last day that I actually have physical time to sit down and film before we leave. And this video has to go up while we're gone. So what I'm going to do is I am going to finish it before we go. Like that's not going to be a problem. I am more than halfway done with this book. And I'm listening to the audio of it right now. So I will finish it before we leave. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a clip of my immediate feelings and my rating after I finish the book. And then I will insert it here. I just don't have it yet, but I will have it in a couple of days. So that's going to need to be what I do for this one. I will say as of right now, it's looking like it could be a 5-star. It is very, very good. Very good. And like I said, I'm a little bit like I just hit I'm a little over the halfway point right now. But yeah, I dropped the ball on picking this up early enough and that was my fault. So I will insert a clip here. Here's what my rating is. Hey guys. Okay. I'm in my car. I'm actually at work. I have 10 minutes till I need to go in. So I wanted to go ahead and just let you guys know that I finished The Winter People this morning and I'm giving it 5 stars. I really, really loved it. I liked her writing so much, so much. The writing was fantastic. And it definitely kept me guessing, but also answered questions that I had along the way. So it wasn't something where I would have a bunch of questions and then at the end you get everything answered, all tied up for you. It was like she was slowly answering questions throughout the story. And then as you get answers to some questions, you have more questions and then those get answered. So I really appreciated that about it as well. She didn't leave us guessing the entire time. And it definitely kept me interested. And it was definitely creepy. It was definitely had those moments that were like, ooh. I really liked the story and what all the explanations were. I really liked them. And yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it a lot. As much as a story like this can make sense, it made sense. And it's hard to explain why without spoiling. And I obviously do not want to spoil this book for anybody, but it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it a lot, a lot. And I want to read more from her, definitely. So I did give it 5 stars, which is exciting because of this round, I had 2 5 stars and 1 4. So that was really, really successful. So I did want to mention that this one is like a 'tis the season theme because winter is in the title and the cover is very snowy. So that's how this fits into the winter theme for the season this round. All right. So those are my thoughts. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for me today. So thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you go check out Amber and Lindsay today and see how their results were. And we will see you guys again in the new year. It's crazy. It's very close. All right, we will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.